Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you doing? Ooh, it's Friday, everybody. I know this was a long and prosperous week and productive week for everybody. So we're looking forward to the weekend to rest and recharge. And it's also been an eventful week. I have participated on some panels on TikTok discussing the so called TikTok ban um, and the political fallout from it, the proposed Pay Equity Act that's out for comment now. If you're a government contractor, go check out. There's this Pay Equity Act that's out for comment. You can see what the act is, and you can give your comments on it before it goes back to committee for final tweaking before it goes to the House and Senate for vote. So I've been doing a lot of speaking on different platforms this week, along in addition to chatter, in addition to various different things. So I know for me, this week has been eventful. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing through. There we go. Yeah, we're going to keep going and we're going to keep pushing through. I don't know. Technology has been technologying lately for me. It's just been something. So it seems like the biggest deal is this TikTok ban and what it means, what people think it means, um, what it means to our democracy. Well, we really don't have a democracy. We have a constitutional republic, which says a lot if people think we live in a democracy. Um, so, yes, that seems to be the biggest talk. And the biggest takeaway from a business perspective is simply this: you have to learn to ebb and pivot. You have to learn to find the business, the key business takeaways in all of this. Is what's going on? How does it affect your business? And adjust your strategy accordingly. I've said this numerous times on this platform, and I will continue to say this. Um, we discussed this week about business structure, analyzing your business structure. I had participated in a training. Well, it wasn't a training. I listened at a seminar on business structure, and it was a great seminar. It was a great seminar, and I'm gonna bring him on the platform for him to discuss it with you guys. And hopefully, he will be available to speak at my event in September. So, yes, everybody needs to evaluate their business structure. Just because your structure worked or was working for you when you first started doesn't mean that that is the structure you should continue to have. It's just that simple. Excuse me. It doesn't mean that's the structure you should continue to exist in. It's simple. So there's just a lot of key things that's going on. Um, Having a compliance preparedness plan, compliance readiness plan. You should not wait until you want to bid on a contract to decide to get compliance ready. You should start your business off with compliance in mind because you know you want to work with the Department of Defense. You know you want to work on or bid for a contract that is going to require audited rates. I'm, in addition to doing consulting and training, I am also a government contractor. So guess what? I knew from go that I was going to need to have audited rates. I knew that I was going to need to have, excuse me, a DCA eventually come in and audit my company. So I knew I was going to need disclosure statements. I knew I was going to need bid rates. I knew I was going to need all of these things. I have them now. And I never forget hearing from somebody, you don't need all of that. I'm a compliance officer. I know I do. So rather wait until 5, 8 years down the road and scramble to create them. I have them now and I have the history. I have the policies and procedures now. So I know how I'm dealing with my customers and clients. I know how I handle my accounting. So as I onboard people, they know how my company operates. Versus I'm in the midst of onboarding people and I need to onboard people and create this stuff. That's how things fall through the cracks. That's how businesses allow errors to be made. And then you're constantly going backfilling. That's how your business ends up running you versus you run your business. So we discussed plenty of things this week during contracting chatter. And we've discussed a plethora of things on the various the couple of platforms I was on this week, giving interviews. Ultimately, the point and the message was simply this: understanding the effect a legislation have on your business is paramount. It's key. It's important. Being proactive in your business is important. Understanding your vision and how to create a strategic plan. And a lot of people say, well, you need to have a strategic plan. But I really don't believe people ultimately know what a strategic plan is. And a strategic plan is more than saying, I want to work with this person, or I want to do that, or I want to offer this service. But a strategic plan really is, who are you as a leader? Who is the company? And that's the thing. People have this idea that you are the company. When you put on the CEO mindset, you understand that the company is separate and apart from you. A corporation is separate and apart from the founder. And the corporation is an entity that affects its community at large. It affects its leader, it affects its employees. And when you understand that, then you can ask yourself these questions. How does the corporation think? What is the corporation's mission? You have to interview the corporation to develop a true strategy. When you approach it that way, I really believe that people can really answer these questions. Interview your company. Ask your company, what is its plan? Really, in the training I was in, he made the statement that he sits in the seat of the CEO. And he makes it, and he talks about it in that way because he knows that he isn't going to work forever. And whereas he may be on the board, he knows someone else will eventually sit in the seat of the CEO of the company that he started. And I thought that was a very valuable statement. And I was just like, I know what my long term vision for my business is. And that is when I was like, people don't get it. The company, you are not the company, which is why people have this mindset of, I am the company and the company is me. A true CEO mindset understands that the company is separate and distinct from them, which is why it has its own bank account, which is why it has its own social security number, which is called an EIN, which is why it has its own name. So when you go through the process and you interview the company and you ask the company questions, you can get to the root of what does the company do? Who does the company serve? What is the company's mission? And you can fine tune it and finally serve the client that the company is supposed to serve. And then as the CEO steering the mission and the direction of the company, you can then fulfill that mission and service those clients in excellence at all times. I think that was mind blowing for a lot of people in the training, but I thought it completed a circle for me. So with that, I'm logging off today. Um, I have an amazing event in September that I want everybody to attend, the Contracting and Business Intensive. Where it's a contracting business event. This event, we're talking about business and we're talking about government contracting, but we're taking it up a whole new level. We're really, really focusing on the true business structure. We're talking about we're talking about advanced government contracting strategy. We're talking about leadership. We're just really talking about all of those things as a whole. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the place. I'm looking forward to serving you in there and furthering this conversation. On Monday, we'll talk a lot more about the conference. Um, you'll see a lot more promotional materials about it. And then over the coming weeks, you'll see a lot more about the speakers and the topics that they'll be speaking on. So I hope to see you at the Contracting and Business event. And I pray that you have a great weekend. And I will see you back here on Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another installment of Contracting Chatter. I am your host, Luciana Turner. Have an amazing